Hi everyone, it's Susan from SusanWinter.net. I'm so happy that you came to my channel today. Thank you, all of my wonderful subscribers, and for the great commentary that you leave here. It really means a lot to me. I'm continuing with your questions today. This one is, I really like this one, from a lady named Susan. Can givers learn to become receivers? Does this resonate for anybody? Okay, it's a great question. So here we go. Susan writes, "Hi Susan, and I want to say a big thank you to you first. I had a big awakening experience after I watched your videos. I allowed people who I loved to walk all over my feelings, devalue me, and I'd always forgive them. I suffered and kept quiet. I decided to walk away from the guy that I'd been dating for over a year who kept hurting my feelings. A question: how to become a receiver rather than always being a giver?" Oh, this is so brilliant. Okay. So I know probably about 70% of you watching right now are like, that's me, I know, I'm in that same place. Okay, because my audience doesn't really tend to be, manipulators, takers, gamers. It's really, from what I read and from how I know you through your contacting me on Magnifi and what you write here and all of our interactions. Those of you who find me from consulting, I know mostly it all comes from here. So you're kind, you're nice, you're loving people. So maybe it's more than 70%. Maybe it's about 90% of you. Let me talk about the bigger issue here, how it comes to be and what we can do about it. So, Susan, you're talking about love, okay? It happens in all of our areas of life. When you tend to be a giver in love, you're probably a giver in most areas of, your personal relationships. Somebody calls you in the middle of the day, you have something to do, but they need something. And so you attend to them because to you it's the right thing to do. It's how you would want to be treated. So it's a wonderful thing to be willing to be giving. Now, the problem in romance is that the more we are on the far end of giving and locked in. So imagine this is a line, okay? If you're over here on the far end of a giver, you will automatically attract somebody equally distant from the normal balanced center over here who's a taker. I watched myself go through this for a while, for a period in my life, and I went, oh my gosh, is every guy out there, a taker, selfish, petulant, moody, temperamental, childish, whining, demanding, because I was so patient and giving and understanding and blah, 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 because I was, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so I was where I was at the time, and so it seemed like this was an ongoing occurrence. Until I really looked at it again, I thought, wait a minute, I'm out of balance. I think I'm attracting my polar opposite simply to educate me as to where I'm off. And Susan, you already know this, right? So you did the fundamental awareness. Oh, I got this. This thing is happening. Brilliant. Congratulations. Now, this is the part where I'm off. It doesn't mean I'm going to be selfish. Any one of you who identify yourself as a giver, as a loving, warm person, you're never going to be mean, cold, and selfish. It can't happen. It's not your disposition. You cannot change your core disposition. You are what you are. However, we can amend the parts of ourselves that are not in balance. Relationships bring to the surface all of this stuff that we need to work on. That's one of the many wonderful things about being in a relationship. We use it. We use the relationships we're in to see ourselves, to have them reveal ourselves, and to show us where we need to be our best self. Great that you're a giver, but you're unhappy. So how do you start asking, and what about me? What about me? Understand that the person that you've chosen, their degree of selfishness is equal to your degree of not allowing yourself to receive. May I seduce you with the following perspective. I think it's selfish to not let a person give to us. We're being selfish. I know, right? We are being selfish and not allowing that flow to go back and forth. Oftentimes when we keep giving and giving and giving to a person, they have the impulse to want to do something back. But if you keep giving and you won't allow them to help you to give you something, you're stopping that, and you're going to end up, they're going to resent you. Yes, good, wonderful, giving, loving you is going to be resented and probably left because they don't get to feel good about themselves. It's oftentimes in relationships where I've seen a breakup that I end up with the giver on the phone, and they're telling me, I did everything for her. I mean, I bought her a car, put her through college. I'm thinking, yeah, that's why she left. He's like, why would she leave me? I'm like, because you didn't let her contribute. She felt less than. You made her aware of what she didn't have. It's got to feel comfortable. We disempower people when we don't let them give to us. We disempower people when we take care of their life. Because unconsciously that person reads it like, well, I guess I'm incapable. They think I'm incapable of living my own life, so they become rebellious. It's a whole nother sideways conversation. But for you, imagine perfection would be you and your partner in a blender. That's what you need. Now, I completely understand. When you're a giver and you look at the unbelievable, selfish, petulant nature of your partner, there's nothing in that makes you go, oh, wow, I want to transform to that, or at least even walk one step near it. No, of course not. The trick is to ask yourself the following question. How could I do what they're doing in a healthy way that would agree with me, with my disposition? I'm not comfortable using people for what I can get out of them. I'm not comfortable with false promises. I'm not comfortable in pretending to be charismatic and like somebody simply because I have an agenda. I'm not comfortable constantly taking from somebody and never giving to them. How could I make a shift toward that direction so I eliminate this kind of person from my life altogether in the future, maybe even transform the one that I'm with, and make that adjustment in a healthy way that agrees with me? First and foremost, start asking a very basic question. What do I want? What do I need? What do I want? What do I need? What do I feel? These are so simple. I had to have somebody explain this to me about 20 years ago. Some of our basic rights we don't understand. I thought I was doing the right thing, being really loving, really helpful, really good, the best partner I could be, until I started getting the diminishing returns, which you start to get if you get locked into a position, because I wasn't allowing my partners to give to me fully, and I think then that continued the attraction to people that were more, about themselves, and then of course they were attracted to me. That has since disappeared. Now the people in my life are wonderful, and you can tell how much work you're doing and how well you're doing it by the quality of people that come into your life. And if you need to do purging, because believe me, Susan, it's not just this guy. It's your family, it's your friends, it's your coworkers, it's a lot of stuff. Start asking yourself every day, what do I want? What do I need to do for myself right now? What do I need to honor within myself? And you start feeding yourself. And you start giving to yourself. And when somebody offers you something, I know it's hard, believe me, but you have to say thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Now, you've let them win. Now they feel good, because you know what? Everybody feels good when they give. We are one of the most generous countries. I mean, people, we give all the time to things that we love and things, causes that we believe. People feel good when they help, when they give. So we don't want to deny that of our partner. But you will be drawn to different types of people that are better for you every time you can inch yourself forward on that spectrum of where healthy balance is, to learn to give and take. And you can do it. I hope this helps you. I think this has probably applied to a lot of people for conversations that are way beyond romance and relationships. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, everyone that's writing me for the video requests. I really appreciate that. For those of you that are working with me on Magnifi, it's wonderful talking to you. It's always new people from all over the world, on demand by the minute. I love it. And those of you who are working with me intensely on my website through the different packages, I adore you. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye now.